the brilliant, brilliant Nick Hill! Every time. Every time. Are we all right? Yeah. This is Cradley, isn't it? Yeah. Not Cradley. No. So they get a bit funny in Cirencester about that. Ashton Keynes, Keynes. That is Ashton Keynes, isn't it? Would you agree? Yeah. Not in Cirencester. Ashton Keynes. So offended. So offended. So this is definitely Cradley, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about this evening, which is good. So my name's Nick Hill. I'm your MC for this evening, which doesn't stand for miniature chap. Just get that out of the way. In case you're wondering about my dress, all in black. I'm not in mourning. This was my wife's idea. She said it's slimming. Clearly another lie she's told me. And I wore this at a gig a couple of weeks ago. And the majority of you in here are going to get this. But there's about, I think you two won't, but never mind, because you're young and not important. I was at a gig, and somebody shouted out, "Mate, you look like that bloke off the Milk Tray advert." And I said, "Thanks, that's fantastic, because I'm neither tall, dark, nor handsome." He went, "No, I didn't mean that one, I meant the other one." "Which other one?" He said, "The bloke who ate all the chocolates." It's a bit harsh, isn't it? To be honest. I've travelled across from Gloucester tonight, and it was lovely. Lovely little drive through Ledbury, Bosbury. That's a cracking place, isn't it, Bosbury? What's going on with that church? What was that, a bit of dissent there about Bosbury? Do we not like Bosbury? No. Why is that? Why don't you like Bosbury? It's not a difficult question. Do your best. Is there a bit of a rivalry? Like, because Gloucester and Cheltenham, Gloucester and Cheltenham, we don't get on. I mean, to be honest, we hate them. And there was a survey a couple of years back, because at one point it was suggested that Gloucester be twinned with Cheltenham to create this super city. Right, and BBC Gloucester went out into the community, into Gloucester, and said, asked a few people, "What do you think of this?" Like, "Oh yeah, that's it. That could be fantastic, because like Gloucester, we haven't got a lot really, have we? Cheltenham's full of culture, and if we merge the two, that could be wonderful." And it was quite positive. They went into Cheltenham, they found one person who was prepared to speak to them outside the Montpellier wine bar. They asked her the same question, and her response, I think, just sums up how Cheltenham people feel about us. They said, "How would you feel about Cheltenham being twinned with Gloucester?" And she just said, "Ghastly." And I sense you feel that about Bosbury, is that? But they've got a far better church than you, haven't they? I mean, no. I haven't seen your church, to be fair, but that one in Bosbury, that's brilliant. Eh?
You better start the night and have a look in the morning.
That's a hell of an offer.
Yeah, that's quite a good proposal for 2 minutes in, isn't it? What I like to do, because I get to MC at quite a lot of different places, and I like to try and do a bit of research about the place I'm going to MC at. Because most places now have got like a Facebook page, and there's all sorts of interesting bits and pieces on there. And I went on to Cradley. Fuck all. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right? The only thing I found was on the British Legion Facebook page with a drug reference. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry to say this. Might come as a shock. This was an advert that the British Legion had earlier. It might have been earlier last year. I don't know. It was about drug taking and pub marathon Saturday the 21st of January. Was that this year? Again, quite a tricky question, but do your best to answer. Adults £2, children £1. A prize for the highest male and female. And a prize for the highest child. Did you have people in here smacked off their tits? that what was going on? That was the only thing I could find. I had to go onto Wikipedia, right, to find something interesting about Cradley. And you need to create your own Facebook page, because there's, well, in 2011 there was 1,667 living you in the village. There's the fact. You see, this is going to be a lecture as well. Interestingly enough, sorry I've written this down, but in 1848 there was 1,504 people living in the village. Which over 133 years, that's only an increase of 163. And I was thinking, what the fuck is going on here? Have you all just been like cryogenically frozen? And like you're all average about 200 years old? I mean, by looking around, some of you clearly are. What? To be honest, but yeah, it's weird. Like, so nothing. I stopped at the notice board on the way in because I had a bit of time on my hands. The most exciting thing I saw on that notice board was the Ladies' Pancake Day. Is that it? There's nothing else go on in Cradley. No. And doesn't it really? Comedy night. Well spotted. That's good. And yeah, the other thing I've noticed is, and I'm a bit worried about this, is I'd look round here, there's no other gingers in the room, is there? Apart from dyed hair girl there. You just put your hand up.
I am ginger.
No, I think the phrase you're looking for is I was ginger. I'm now grey. Arctic blonde.
Yes.
Bollocks. That's just
Yeah, she
Arctic.
ginger red them.
All right, Mr. Gobby. That didn't take you long, did it? That didn't take you long to join in. Are you two together? Not after tonight, you won't be, will you? That's gone down the road. So were you ginger before?
Before, yeah. I still am. On the edges.
That's great. I can remember when I first met, not when I first met my wife, but like a couple of weeks afterwards, and we were getting down to it, and this was 25 years ago, and I stripped off, and she was like, "Oh, I was wondering what colour they'd be," which was. She is from Mumbai, obviously. So I've also, I should tell you this, I do clairvoyant readings. I'm a bit of a psychic, and I just had a feeling earlier on. I was just my spirit guide was telling me, and I don't know why, I was drawn to the word construction. I don't know, construction and build, and it felt like it was in the far corner of the room. I don't know, and I was drawn to the name. Oh, hang on. Mark was coming through, and SpongeBob, is that? And Bob, is it Bob? Bob the Builder. I know this because he fucking told me. Sorry about that, yeah. You want to get him to fix that roof out the back. Have you all been into this middle room?
Yeah.
Fantastic, with like the bowed ceiling, like loads of damp patches. Obvious character. Obviously you've had a professional in, because what has happened is they've wedged a fucking TV up just to support it. That was you, was it? Oh Jesus Christ! Are you Bob's apprentice? Oh, yeah. I'd love that. Oh, that would be great. So, do we all have a good Valentine's Day? Yeah, was it all right? Yeah. Listen to the apathy in that room. Just out of interest, who's married? Just by a show of hands. Oh, and whose wife or partner is with them tonight? Just by another show of hands. Yeah. I'll tell you how I spent my Valentine's Day. I had to go to the doctors for a prostate check, which, yeah, that wasn't pleasant, and it was weird. I'll be honest with you, like, I went in, and he was alright. He was pleasant enough, and he said, why have you come? I said, well, I'm just, I've never had one, and I'm on that age where I think, perhaps I should have one. And he said, well, something must have happened to prompt you for coming for an exam. Do you want to tell me what it is? And I said, can I sing it to you? He said, pardon? I said, can I sing it to you? He said, yeah, if you want. I said, okay. Old man dribble, I've got old man dribble. It just keeps flowing, I can't stop going. He was impressed. He said, that's really nice. He said, do you know what the procedure's going to be? And I was tempted to say, no, go on, give me a surprise. But I said, yeah, I do, but if you could just reconfirm it. He said, well, I'm going to insert some digits up your rectum. Which I thought, that was quite poetic, wasn't it? That was far better than what my wife had said to me before I left the house. You know he's just going to shove his finger up your arse. Yeah, I do. So we did that, and he said, no, it's your prostate's fine. Feels squidgy. I said, should it? He said, no, that's fine. He said, if it was hard, that would be a worry. He said, we can do blood tests if you like. I said, well, what do you think? Do you think I should? He said, well, it's up to you. He said, it'll just be a bit more conclusive. I said, no, that's fine. We'll book him in. He said, well, you need to wait about 2 weeks for the prostate to go down, because obviously it doesn't like being That's my daughter texting me. Heckled at your own gig by a text. He's connected to Bluetooth and speakers. He said, yeah, you need to wait about 2 weeks. He said, and then come in have the blood test. He said, but 24 hours beforehand, he said, you've got to be careful. He said, so no strenuous activity, no running, no weightlifting, no sexual intercourse. And then he said, and of course, no masturbation. I thought, are you calling me a wanker? And I thought about it afterwards, and I booked it in for the 6th of March, which is a Monday. For the past 20 years, after Antiques Roadshow on a Sunday, that's my special time. I'm going to miss out on that. That's upsetting. But me and my wife, I don't know. I'm at that age now where things are starting to go wrong. To be honest, me and my wife are both, because we're both in our 60s, so we both had to go and have colonoscopies. And she went and had hers a couple of weeks ago. And she came back. I said, how'd you get on? She said, oh, it was all right. Not bad, but oh God, I couldn't do that job. I said, what do you mean? I said, looking at arseholes every day. And then she paused and said, but you retire in 4 weeks, so that's going to be your fucking life. Which I thought was a little bit harsh, to be honest. So let me tell you, what else can I tell you? I had a good year comedy-wise last year. I did the Leicester Comedy Festival in February 2022, and I won the Silver Stand-Up Award. Yeah, no, you can clap, that's fine. You can clap a bit more. It sounds more glamorous than what it is. Basically, it's a competition aimed at the over 55s. You've got to enter, and I got through, did the heat, got through to the final, and you do 5 minutes. Did 5 minutes, and I won. It was brilliant. And I phoned my wife, I said, you're never going to guess what's happened. I said, after 4 years of trying, I've only gone and won. And she's like, oh, that's fantastic. What have you won? Trophy. Anything else? No. So I'm back home 2 hours later in Gloucester, showing her the trophy. She said, I'll ask you again. Anything else? No. Right. Open on the website. Okay. What about the £500 cash prize they're offering? I was gutted because I had that lined up for something special, to be quite honest with you. She said, what have they told you all through our marriage? I don't know, there's been so many fucking things I've forgotten. Never lie. That's fine in theory. In theory, of course, we shouldn't lie. She went on a cruise the end of April last year. She phoned me on the Wednesday. You all right? Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Are you missing me? I remember what she said, so it was like, Absolutely not. She started clutching her straws. I bet the dog is. He fucking wasn't. Me and him were loving life. Like, he was sleeping with me. We were down the pub every night. I was feeding from the table. We went and got tattoos. I did. And he was sat there the one day, and he said, not that he can speak, but I knew what he was thinking. Oh, Dad, this is brilliant, isn't it? Yeah. Can't we move and not tell her? I was like, no. But she did come back, and we did celebrate Valentine's Day, me and my wife, for 25 years, and by that, I don't mean I'm married to a 25-year-old, that would be fucking brilliant. But I did the romantic thing, phoned the florist, said I'd like to order some flowers for my wife. I said, do you want a card? I said, yeah, that'd be good. What do you want on the card? I said, I'll just put to Lynn, all my love, Nick. She said, do you want a kiss on the bottom? I said, that'll be fantastic. what time do you want me there? She said, no, I meant on the bottom of the card. I said, yeah, I know, I'm a comedian, I was just making a joke. And quick as a flash, she said, I bet you don't get many gigs. But we have been together, 25 years now, which is a long time, and I don't know where the time, this flies by. And I'm retiring in 4 weeks. I like the thought of spending 24/7 with her. I just want to fucking hang myself now. Because we've just got to that stage. You know, you get to a stage, it's an irritating stage, really. And it's nothing major. Well, I say that, the breathing. And if we're out driving, we'll come up to a junction, and I want to turn right, and she's in the passenger seat, and I'll say, is it all right to go? Yeah. And as I'm pulling out, if you're quick. That's not what you want to hear, is it? We were sat having a meal Valentine's Day, and she said, can you remember how we met? I said, yeah, sort of. She said, you had an advert in the Lonely Hearts column. In fact, you had 2, but I only replied to 1. I said, what was that? She said, well, in the second one you put, you mentioned your height and colour, right? I didn't know she was heightist. I should have realised, because we'd been together a couple of weeks, and I suggested a day out at Alton Towers. She said, what's the point? You'll probably be only allowed on 3 nights. I came round one day, and she said, how do you feel about being only 9 inches taller than the largest emperor penguin ever recorded? She fucking Googled it. Because she'd got time on her hands. I could deal with that. She worked in a school at the time, and I used to go in and have a coffee with her from time to time. And I went in this one day, and she wasn't there, she was in a meeting or something, and one of her friends said, oh, do you want a coffee, Nick? Yeah, that'd be nice. She said, Lynn's busy, but she'll be in a minute. Yeah, great, yeah. Do you want a biscuit? Yeah, please. Why don't you pick up a penguin? She fucking told me, right? They all knew. I'll just tell you this one little story, and then we'll bring your first act on. I got into Strictly last year. I've never really been a fan of Strictly, but I was keen to see how Ellie Simmons got on. You know, the little Paralympian. And I mean, what a fantastic woman she is. Like, you know, 5 gold medals. I think she got 3 at the age of 14. Brilliant. But I felt quite uncomfortable watching it. I don't know what anybody else thought. And we sat and watched the first episode she was in. And I was at one end of the setting, my wife was at the other. And at the end of the first dance, her partner spun around and let her go. See, you remember it. Yeah, it wasn't just me, was it? And she shot across the floor, right? And I started laughing. And Lynn's like, what are you laughing at? She's like, fucking come on, look at that. I said, if that does not remind you of dwarf tossing, I don't know. We're all on the same page, aren't we? She said, the thing is, that could be you.